welcome to your challenge class. Today you won't need any equipment except for a sturdy chair or a sturdy countertop to hang onto, and then at some point a chair will do a few exercises seated. Otherwise you just need you and some space, so we'll begin with our warm-up. Let's go ahead and start by turning our head side to side, stretching the neck very gently. Then let's tilt one ear to this side and then the other side. Good. Next, we're going to take our chin, push it forward, pull it back. Push it forward, pull it back. Looks like this from the side. Think of giving yourself a double chin when you pull back. Good. Now let's go ahead and take our shoulders, roll them. Make big circles going backwards. Now circle the other direction and let your arms relax. Go ahead and take your arms out to the side or down here. Make some circles with your, like you're drawing circles with your hands. And then circle the other direction. Great. Leave your arms down for a moment, then bring them out, and I want you to pretend you're hugging a bear. So big arms to the front, open up to the back. Then give the bear another big hug, and open up. One more hug for the bear, and open up. Shake out your arms. All right, take your feet wider than your hips, and let's do a torso twist. So arms come to the front, gently twist your body, looking side to side. So we're stretching your back a little bit, preparing your torso to do some extra movement. Good, and then come back to the center. Okay, our first section of the class is going to be a 10 minutes cardio section. Then we'll go into about 20 minutes of strength and speed and core intervals. Then we'll finish with balance and stretching. So let's begin our cardio. We will start with a marching and a speed bag right here. So start to march and speed bag your hands. So from the side, it's going to look like this. You're lifting your knees and circling your arms. Keep that going. Your core is strong as you lift your knees. Now, to make this less challenging, slow it down. Or just stop doing your arms. To make it more challenging, pick up your pace. Let's reverse the speed bag. Reverse the direction of your speed bag. Keep your march going. Great work. All right, in 5 seconds, we're going to switch to our next exercise, which is a modified jumping jack. So one arm and one leg step to the side, and then the other. So imagine you're doing a half of a jumping jack on each side, one side at a time. Great work, keep that up. Again, you can always slow this down. You can also bring the arm just to horizontal if you have any sort of shoulder pain or discomfort or just a knotty shoulder in general. Good, we're here 5 more seconds. Then we're going to go into our next exercise. 3, 2, 1. So you're going to tap your toe to the back. Good, and press your arms back. So tap and press. So it's a tricep press with your arms, and you're tapping your toe behind you. Tap and press. Just like that. Tap and press. Again, you decide decide the speed here, the pace. You can go faster than me, slower than me, the same pace as me. What matters in this cardio section is just that your body is moving, so your heart rate is elevated for this 10-minute period. Think of going for a 10-minute walk. That's our cardio section. You're walking in your apartment. All right, getting ready for our next exercise. We're gonna march forward for however much space you have. Maybe 3 steps, then march back for 3 steps. If you have more room than that, march for 5 or even 8 steps. I have about enough room for 2 steps to 3 steps. So here we go. We're gonna march 2, 3, then back 2, 3, forward 2, 3. Again, you decide. If you have more space than I do, then march further forward and back. Changing directions is a good skill, and you're also keeping your heart rate up. Swinging those arms a little bit will help even more. Keep that going. Doing great. All right, we're gonna get ready for our next exercise. It's a modified jumping jack with a fly with your arms. So find your stable feet, then start to tap 1 foot out at a time. Arms are gonna reach out to the side down low in more of an opening and shutting position. On our first set, we did it up and down. Now we're going open, close, open, close, open, close. Now to make this more challenging, you pick up the pace. To make it less challenging, slow it down, maybe just rest your arms, or just do the arms, whoops, and rest the legs. Sometimes we get mixed up. Does that ever happen to you? Great work. Getting ready to move on to our next exercise. It's going to be a hamstring curl with your legs, bicep curl with your arms. In 3, 2, 1. So you start a hamstring curl with your legs. I'm going to turn to the side for you here. You're bringing your heel in the direction of your rear, curling your arm up like you're doing a bicep curl. Good. Now I'm doing opposite arm, opposite leg. Really good for the brain. If you can try that with me. If you do same arm, same leg, that's okay, because remember, the cardio section of this class, what I want you to focus on is just moving your body for this 10-minute period. Might be a little longer than 10 minutes. Great work. Great work. Okay, we're moving on to our next exercise in about 5 seconds. We'll switch it to 2 knee drives while you pump your arms. So 3, 2, 1. All right, so you're gonna alternate your legs. You're gonna go 2 on this side, then 2 on this side. 2, 2. I'm gonna turn for you, 2, 2. So it's kind of like a double march. Pulling down with your arms though, like you're cross-country skiing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Great work. The further you send your leg back, If you were to send your leg back further, it's going to be more challenging. Okay, so you decide if you want to stay upright or to send your leg back further. You're doing great. We're about to switch to our next exercise. It's another modified jack with rowing arms. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. So, feet are going back to our modified jack. Arms, row, row. So it's like you're pulling, like this. Row, row, row. Think of squeezing your shoulder blades together as you row. You're doing great. We have about 10 more seconds on this one. And then our final cardio exercise is 2 hamstring curls on each leg, alternating. 3, 2, 1. So you're gonna go curl twice on the right, then curl twice on the left. So it's double. Good, with your arms, you pull, down, pull, down. So pull back and pull back. I'm gonna turn to the side and show you, pull back. Good, and that heel comes out towards your rear, 2 on each side. Good. Feels great to move like this. We have 10 more seconds on this exercise. Then we're going to take a little break to get ready for our strength, speed, and core intervals. A very little break. All right, next exercise is our chair stand. So I just want you to have your chair ready. Go ahead and sit down, and we're going to be on a chair stand. So stand up, sit down. We're going to be here for 1 minute. Good. So this next section, we're going to be doing group of 3 exercises 2 times. So you will get to do chair stands 1 more time in the class. Want to make sure you're ready to stand up and sit down for the rest of your day. Now keep in mind, you can always give a little push off the legs if needed. Extra challenge would be to have your arms here. If you need to maybe give a little swing, that's another option to make it a little less intense for your legs. We are doing 1 whole minute. It's a pretty long time. So if you need to switch to a little push for the last couple seconds, you can. All right, after this one, stay in your chair. Catch your breath a little bit. We're moving to a chair sit-up. So make sure there's space between your back and the back of your chair. Arms can cross in front or reach out for more of a challenge. You're gonna tilt back, tap your shoulders on the back of your chair, then sit forward. Tilt back, tap, and sit forward. I want you to keep going like that. I'm going to turn for a moment to show you from the side. I'm going to lean back, tap, and then come forward. Lean back to tap, come forward. You feel this in your belly muscles, your abdomen. Again, if you want to make it a little harder for the arms, you can reach out in front. A little less hard here. You're doing great. You have 20 more seconds on these. Keep it going. Great work. Keep going. I'm going to turn my chair back to the front. Try and do 1 more. And then you're going to stand up out of your chair for the next one. Great work. Let's stand up for our 3rd exercise in this group. wide football chatter. So you're gonna be here, rocking side to side by lifting your heels. And then I want you to punch with your arms here. Okay, so you're leaning side to side and punching, 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 punching. Okay, I'm gonna turn to the side for you to show you. You're here, punch, 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 lean, lean, lean. You go at the pace that you can go. Whatever feels good for you today. If you wanna make it harder, you go a little faster, a little less intense. Maybe you're not feeling up for that today. Slow it down, right here. Either way, you're moving. This is your speed interval. So the idea for this exercise is to think about speed, but you can do what you need to do. You have 15 more seconds on this one. Then we go back to our chair for our second set of chair stands. Last 10, can you go a little faster? There you go. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Great work. We come over to our chair. You can always take a longer break if you need to, but if you're ready, either arms here or here, let's begin. Up, control the way down. Stand up, control the way down. Think of power on the way up. This exercise, of course, you do it several times a day, but it's all about strengthening your legs and your glutes to make it easier to do this when you're sitting and standing in your normal life. Great work. You have 15 more seconds. Stay with it. Last one here, and have a seat. Catch your breath. We're going to our second set of our chair sit-up. So make sure you're sitting towards the front of your chair so there's room behind your back. Arms can cross or extend. When you're ready, you lean back and forward. Feel the belly muscles crunching or engaging as you pull yourself forward. And as you go back, they're in control. They're what prevents you from just flopping back and collapsing into the back of your chair. They help you stay strong. Very important muscle group. But what muscle group isn't important? Of course I would say that. Great work. You have 5 more seconds of these, so maybe 1 more, maybe 2 more. Do what you can. Then prepare to stand up for our second and final set of our wide football chatter. So that's going to be your alternating lifts of your heels and your punches. Now this is your speed interval, so do your best to make it move a little faster. Okay, I want your heart rate to come up on this exercise. The idea is each group has 2 strength exercises and 1 speed exercise. You're doing great. You have about 25 seconds left here. Then we're going to go to a new group. So finish it strong. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Very good. Catch your breath. Okay, the next group, we'll start with a back lunge. So I want you to have your hands either on the back of your chair, or if you have a sturdy counter, you can use that too. And then we're going to alternate with 1 lunge on the right going back, lunge on the other side going back. So you're alternating legs. Step back, use the chair to balance. Might also just give you a little security as you're doing a very challenging exercise for your balance, but so important for leg strength, glute strength, and functional balance, what you would do in your normal life. Keep it up. Have about 10 more seconds on this exercise. Great work. All right. For this next exercise, you'll have the option to sit or stand. I'm going to show you seated first. It's an oblique twisting knee crunch. So you're going to take your arms either here or here, and you're twisting, touching your opposite elbow towards your opposite knee. It doesn't have to touch, okay? These are the seated options. Now, if you'd like to stand, you're right here. Touch, touch. I shouldn't say touch. Reach your elbow towards your opposite knee. And again, if that bothers your shoulders, cross your arms. Still think of touching your elbow in the direction of your opposite knee. You're working the obliques. Those are the muscles of your core that kind of crisscross, help you turn side to side and lean side to side. Good. Remember, this can be done seated like I showed you first, or standing. It's a very challenging exercise standing. So keep in mind, your chair is there for you if you need it to either sit or hang on to for balance. Good. All right. Third exercise in this group is a cross punch. So I want you to come into a slight bent knee position, a slight squat, and then punch across your body as quickly as you can. So you're here in a slight squat, punch across. So more oblique action. So this group of exercises works your obliques quite a bit. And then just keep that speed going. This is your speed exercise. You could do this seated in the chair as well. If you need to, just sit down and punch across. You're going to get a lot of action whether you're seated, or standing. This should bring your heart rate up because we're thinking about speed, so it's a little bit more of a cardiovascular challenge as you move your body quickly. You have 10 seconds left. Then we're going to go back to our lunges. One more time on this group. 2, 1, catch your breath. Take as long of a break as you need. If you're ready, go ahead and return to your alternating leg lunge. So whenever you feel recovered, you can join in on this one. Alternating backwards lunge. Now as you do this, I want you to think about pushing through your foot that's on the floor in front. Push through that whole foot as you come up with power. Your whole foot pushes down, and especially through your heel. Push. We have 30 seconds left on this exercise. This is your last set of these. Five seconds, maybe one more each side, and then we take a little break and get ready for our oblique twisting crunch. I'm going to do them seated in the chair this set. So you're seated in the chair, elbows out in some way. They can be here, here, they can be here, and then you twist. Bring your opposite elbow towards your opposite knee as you lift. Good. This is definitely a challenge class, definitely a challenge workout. So if it feels challenging, then you're probably doing it right. Keep in mind, it shouldn't be really, really hard. So adjust as you need to. Take a seat, take longer breaks. You want to challenge yourself, but you don't want to feel pain or discomfort at any point. I would tell you that if I was with you in person. We have 10 more seconds on this exercise. Feeling your obliques, hopefully. 3, 2, and 1. Good. So we're going to stand up for our speed interval. This is our cross punches in our half squat. So knees are slightly bent. Push your hips backwards, and then start your cross punch. Good. I'm going to turn to the front so you can see it this way. And then once you've got it, remember, you can always just straighten your legs. and stand up tall if your legs need a break. If you want to make it a little harder, you're in that half squat, cross punching, letting your heart rate come up a little higher on this one as you work on speed. You have 30 seconds left here. Then we have one more group of our strength, speed, core intervals. All right, great work. Next group, we begin with a pyramid lunge. You will want your chair for this one. I'm going to put it out here in front of me for the first couple, and then I'll move it so you can see me. Take your feet wide, so they're wider than the chair. You're gonna bend one knee, push your hips back, come up. Bend one knee, push your hips back on the other side. Keep going like that. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see it this way. My feet are wide. I sit back on one leg, sit back on the other leg. Sit back. Notice my hips are going way back. It's like I'm sitting as I'm doing this with really wide feet. It doesn't have to be a big knee bend. It can be small. So adjust as you need to. Your chair is helping you balance. If you feel any knee pain with this, I want you to make the knee bend much smaller. Just a little dip. Just a little dip. The other thing I want you to think about, no matter what, is pushing your hips backwards, as if you were trying to sit down on a chair that was way, way back behind you. Great work. Okay, let's turn and sit in our chair for this next core exercise. So this is a seated double knee lift. So feel free to grab onto the bottom of the chair or have your arms hang out. I want you to try to lift both knees. It's gonna cause you to rock back a little bit, and you might even try to balance there for a second and feel your belly muscles working. Okay, so you balance. We took this from yoga, put it in a chair, added a little speed. In yoga, they call it boat. So imagine you're a boat kind of rocking in the water. And so as you sit up, you balance, jump up, balance, and feel that core engage. That is strong. You are strong. Good, we have about 8 seconds left here. Then we're gonna stand up for our speed round. It's gonna be a step touch side to side, quickly with a row. So a step touch side to side, start with that, soft knees, you're stepping side to side, and then add a row as you do it. So you're going quickly here. Quick, quick, quick. Now soft knees, so a little bend in your knees is gonna help you. You can always slow this down. You can, of course, take it in the chair. The idea with your arms is you're pulling your shoulder blades together. Imagine you're pulling one of those resistance bands, stretching it so you feel that strength in your arms as you're moving quickly. Eight seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Catch your breath. Get ready for your pyramid lunge on for the second time. I'm gonna have you pretend I'm holding the chair, but I want you to be able to see my whole body. I bend one knee, push my hips back, come up. Bend one knee, push my hips back, come up. Okay, so that's the front view. I'm gonna turn to the side now. You keep going, holding my chair. Take my feet nice and wide, push my hips back, come up. Push them back, come up. Good, just like that. This is our final time on this exercise, on all of these actually. After this section, we move into a balance section. About 20 seconds left on this pyramid lunge. You might feel it more on the inner thigh than you would on other types of lunges. Also in the glutes. Notice your chest does come forward a little bit. 10 seconds to go. Excellent, stand tall. Okay, let's turn. Well, you might not have to turn, but find a seat in your chair for our seated double leg lifts. Remember, we took this from yoga. It's that rocking boat balance. Jump the feet up, try to balance just for a couple seconds. If you want to balance longer, if you want to try and hold it, you can, but you don't have to. Either way, just the idea of jumping your feet up and lifting, you're going to work your core, which is the goal. "25 more seconds. In 10, we're going to stand up and go to our final speed exercise. It's the fast step touch side to side with a row. Great work. Okay, have a stand. Make sure you have room to start stepping and touching side to side. When you're ready, add your arms, pull, pull. So imagine you're pulling that stretchy resistance band, pull, pull, tapping side to side. You're doing great. You have 30 seconds left of this exercise, and then we move into our balance section. You've done a great job today. Keep it up. You can almost see your finish line ahead of you. Last 10. Can you go a little faster? 3, 2, 1, catch your breath. Okay, moving to our balance section. So take some time to catch your breath and recover. You will want your chair next to you for this section so you can hold on to it. And the first thing we're going to do is just a heel toe rock. This is a good way to let your heart rate come down. So you're standing, feet about hip distance apart, go up on your toes, then rock back on your heels. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the full motion. Up on your toes, back on your heels. Good. Just stay there, moving at your own pace. All of that intensity and effort we did to go fast, we're done with. Now we're focusing on balance, which is slow and controlled. So focus on your breathing as you continue to recover from that big interval section. Excellent. Okay, so let's find flat feet. We're going to go to a leg lift series. So the leg that's further from whatever you're hanging onto is going to start off lifting to the front. Keep your legs straight, so you just lift it up and lower. Squeeze this muscle, this is your quadricep, as you lift and lower. Core is strong. You are using balance to do this, but I still want you to think about strength and form. So don't let go if it compromises your form and your strength. Good. Now pause. We're going to take that same leg and lift it out to the side, keeping your knee facing the front and your toe facing the front. It looks like this. Lift and lower. So here I want you to feel it in your gluteus medius, which is the outside of your rear end. Okay, you might feel a little bit in the outside of the leg. Good. And of course, you're going to feel it in the leg you're standing on. Yes, you should be. Strengthening that leg with an isometric contraction, meaning you're just holding it. Good. We have 2 more lifts. Very nice. Okay, shake it out a little bit because you're feeling that standing leg. Same leg is going to lift to the back. I'm going to turn this way so you can see better. Slight forward lean is fine. So you're going to take your leg, lift it back, and lower. Now to make any of these more challenging, don't set your leg down in between. So it kind of hovers over the ground. You'll have to work a little more balance, a little more strength for both legs. Last 2 here. Excellent. Okay, shake it out. Now take your chair and move to the other side. or just move your chair to the other side, and we're gonna do our other leg. Same 3 exercises. So we begin by lifting it up to the front. Lift it to the front and lower. Feel this muscle right here, your quadricep, nice and strong and tight. Core is strong, lifting up tall through your head, like you're trying to reach the ceiling with the top of your head. Great. Shake it out a little bit. Now we're gonna lift it out to the side. Same idea with this side. Knee faces forward and toe faces forward. You may feel like they're trying to turn up. Try not to let them. Here we go. Lift. There, mine just tried to turn up. I'm gonna make it stay forward. The reason I do that is so I can keep my hip bones even and get more emphasis in the very important and often ignored gluteus medius muscle. One more. Great. Okay, shake it out a little bit. Let's turn towards our chair or counter and lift that same leg to the back. Tip forward from the hips a little. I want you to feel it in your glutes or your rear, not your low back. And that's the reason we tip forward slightly. So all the contraction and the effort is in the rear end. Great work. Shake it out a little bit. Balance section complete. We finished with our stretching, so put your chair somewhere you can see. We're going to sit down and do our stretching seated. Let's just take a few deep breaths. Okay, let's begin with a seated hamstring stretch. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me a little better. Let's straighten one leg out. Other leg is bent, and then tip forward from your hips till you feel a stretch in the back of this straight leg. Do a couple deep breaths as you hold it. Good, and then slowly come up. We go to the other side. So extend the leg out. Other leg is bent now. Tip forward from your hips till you feel a stretch in the back of your leg. Breathe as you hold. And slowly bring it up. Okay, a seated quadricep stretch. So I want you to turn and face the side. Grab the back of your chair. Let your front leg drop towards the floor so your knee is pointing down. Push your hips forward so you feel a stretch in the front of this leg. If you don't feel it yet, slowly bring your arm up, 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 and you'll start to feel it more. Make sure you're breathing here. All right, slowly return to the center. Take your time, and then we'll turn and do the other side. Grabbing onto the back of your chair, let your leg come down. Press your hips forward so you feel a stretch in the front here in the quadricep and hip flexor. Again, to increase the intensity of the stretch, just raise your arm up, hold it, and breathe. Slowly bring your arm down, slowly return to the center. All right, let's stretch our chest. So sit tall, take your arms out to the side, push your chest forward, like you're thinking of pushing your ribs out towards the front. If you want, you can even lay back on the back of your chair and kind of relax. This is gonna depend on the height of the back of your chair. If you have a tall back chair, that might not feel very good. All right, bring that around. Take a couple deep breaths here. One more. And let's finish with cat and cow. So take your feet wide, hands on your knees. I want you to round your spine, look down at the floor. Inhale here. Then exhale to push your chest forward. Inhale, round down. Exhale. One more time, round. And chest opens. Very nice, return to neutral spine. Great work today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Well done.